Hi everyone, and Bu Indri. Welcome to our group that is group 5. In this group, we will tell or share with all of you and presentate our result from an article. An article that we got from Schoology. And the article is about current perspectives on sociolinguistic and English language education. But before we start our presentation, let me introduce first our group member. First, there is Kresetia Tiara Agni with student number 11 2018 010, and you can call her Tiara. And then there is me, Sifra Alfiyani Suradi with student numbers 11 2018 014, and you can call me Sifra. Then our third group member, there is Amelya Ratnasari, and you can call her Amel. Her student number is 11 2018 016. And next there is Isti Diah Safitri with student number 11 2018 078, and you can call her Isti. Okay, and the last our group member, there is Ervi Desi Ariyanti. You can call her Ervi, and her student number is 11 2018 081. Okay, before I start again my presentation, let me introduce myself first. My name is Sifra, and in this time I will explain you about research overview. Okay, in this time I will present my slide, and my slide is about research overview. In this time I will explain you a little bit about the article that we will explain. Okay, this research is about current perspectives on sociolinguistic and English language education. As you can see, this article talk about the position and significance of sociolinguistic in foreign language education. And in here there is 3 dimensions. First, there is attitudes toward learning a foreign language. The second, inclusion of culture in foreign language lessons, and the last is or the third is the contribution of planning to foreign language education. In this research, we can see that planning at the highest level must be based on data derived from research and must be conducted by foreign language educators. Curriculum and instruction can be arranged to promote positive attitudes toward the foreign language to be learned and nationalities associated with the language. Inclusion of culture elements in the foreign language curriculum help learners to understand new language concepts and provides a context for their use. And then the status of English as an international language is examined, and Katru 1985 say that 3-circle model of English speaking countries is revived. This research also say that in the world today, no country and no culture can claim sole ownership of the English language. Okay, this research was conducted by Miss Yasemin Bayard. You can see in here I have a picture of Miss Yasemin Bayard. Next, for the background of the problem. The problem that the researcher or Miss Yasemin Bayard wants to know is how teachers introduce English, especially sociolinguistic, in another country that use English as their foreign language. As you can see, in this present era, English language teaching includes the relationship between ELT and English and World English or World English and then English as an international language and English as a lingua franca. All this research requires an understanding of sociolinguistic phenomena, such as language registers, varieties, contexts, pragmatic universals, models of interaction between people, and so on. So I think when teachers want to introduce English in another country that use English as the foreign language, maybe they face with some trouble like language attitude, language culture, or maybe politics or language planning like that. But in this article there's explanation like that, like there is advantage or disadvantage from this problem. And then in this article also explained that there is explanation about language attitude and language education, language culture, and more. And this problem, I think it will be explained by my friends in the next slide. Okay, next is the research questions. In this article, there are 4 questions that Ms. Yasemin Bayard mentioned. The first question that is, what is sociolinguistics? And the second is, what are the main components of sociolinguistics? The third is, in what important ways does sociolinguistics contribute to foreign language education? And the last and the fourth questions, that is, what is the relationship between sociolinguistics and the teaching of English as a foreign language? And I think these 4 questions, it will be explained by my friends later. I don't know, maybe it is Ervi or Amel that will explain these 4 questions. And that's all I can presentate. Thank you for listening to me, and I think for the next slide there will be Tiara will present her presentation. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Kresetia Tiara Agni with student number 11-2019-010, and I'm going to expand from this topic until the next topic. current perspective on sociolinguistics and English language education, not just about their problem or questionnaire, but it also explains about the first one is the expanded definition of sociolinguistics, the second one is language attitude, the third one is language attitude and foreign language education, the next one is language culture. The next is the place and significance of culture in foreign language education. And the next one is foreign language planning and policies. And the last one is teaching English as an international language. Okay, for the next point is research method. How, where, when the research was conducted, qualitative or quantitative research, data processing, and data analysis. Okay, in this article, we found that in point number 3, language attitude, has 2 examples of positive attitude and negative attitude. For the first example is from the positive attitude. The positive attitude is the desire of English language learners in Turkey to speak English with a British accent. In this case, the attitudes towards British English are positive. And the second example is from negative attitude. The negative attitude is the development and use of new words in order to avoid gender discrimination. Example of negative attitude in Turkey do not occur frequently in Turkish. However, the use of Billy Minsani or Science person as opposed to Billy Madami or Science man is becoming more common in academic circles. So, according to the explanation in the article about examples of negative attitude in Turkey, they have the word Billy Minsani, which means science person, but they change it to Billy Madami, which means science man. And they are more common to say Billy Madami, and that's only for men, not for women in academic circles. And the next one is point number 4, language attitudes and language education. The researcher used questionnaire incorporating physiological, sociological, and linguistic dimensions, and then collect data by means of this tool to investigate how students and teachers' positive or negative attitudes towards a language influence language teaching and learning. Thank you.
My name is Ervi Desi. My student number is 11-2019-081. I would like to present about the finding, and I want to answer 4 questions about sociolinguistics. And the first question is, what is sociolinguistics? Sociolinguistics as the branch of science. It means sociolinguistic researchers collect reliable data about these topics. Hence, we can define sociolinguistics as the branch of science that analyzes the relationship between language and society on the basis of its use in diverse social contexts. And the second question is, what are the main components of sociolinguistics? The main components of sociolinguistics are language attitude, language and culture, and policies governing the section of foreign language to be taught. It means, therefore, it is essential to see the attributes of both sociolinguistics and foreign language education disciplines, such as language attitudes, language and culture, and policies governing the selection of foreign language to be taught. And in this article, this will be examined. Alright. And the third question is, in what important ways does sociolinguistics contribute to foreign language education? Important ways sociolinguistics contribute to foreign language is the culture context of English should not be restricted to societies. It means the first is the cultural contents of English should not be restricted to societies whose native language is English. And then local expectation related to the teachers and the student roles. It means the second explanation about important ways social linguistics contribute to foreign language education is local expectation related to teachers and the students' roles in the teaching and learning of English must be considered. And the third is bilingual teachers' dual qualities. And the third explanation about the important ways sociolinguistics contribute to foreign language education is bilingual teachers' dual qualities, that is, their mastery of the local and international culture must be acknowledged. Okay, and the last question is, what is the relationship between sociolinguistics and the teaching of English as a foreign language? The answer is, in the globalized world, to sustain good relationship with other countries, a common language ensuring communication across bordering is necessary. It means to develop widespread foreign language proficiency, it is important to promote positive attitudes toward the language to be taught. And then I think the article is very interesting because, for instance, student attitude toward their foreign language taught will either facilitate or complicate their language learning. Okay, thank you.
Hello, I'm Isti Diah Safitri. I'm going to present about the research finding for our future classes. I'm going to present about the research finding for our future classes. For the first is incorporating foreign language and cultures. As language teachers, this research finding can help learners to understand unusual concepts of foreign language by incorporating foreign language and cultures. Therefore, it could help students to increase their awareness of second language cultures in order to understand second language by comparing and contrasting the new concept and their previous concept of cultures. For example, learning language through sociolinguistics and socioculture. The students do not only learn the form of English, but also about their cultures. Therefore, it can help them to use English in the society. Second, it's implement effective education approach and effective language policies. It can help the teachers to plan and implement effective education approach and effective language policies. So, this can support learners to achieve their goals towards their target language, and teachers should plan and implement constructive approach which can assist students in a better learning process. An effective approach can achieve students' motivation to learn English. Creating effective approach is paramount so that the teacher will be able to implement to the students. Third is planning and deciding a good curriculum and effective instructions. It can help teachers to avoid the negative attitudes toward learning language by promoting positive attitudes toward the target language. The nationality of language teachers and teaching context. Those can be reached by planning and deciding a good curriculum and effective instructions. It also can help students to develop their positive attitudes toward foreign languages and can help them to achieve their proficiency using English in society and education. Number 4 is developing their positive attitudes toward their foreign language. It can help teachers to design any activities which can help students to incorporate the concept of cultures into their society in order to develop their positive attitudes toward their foreign language. For example, teachers can introduce learners about various of English cultures in the world and all the countries in the world by watching movies, reading books, and other activities, or by the teacher's experiences that can help students achieve their positive attitudes. For the last, make a significant contribution to the teaching of English in expanding circle countries. Teaching English as an international language in this industry 4.0 is an important subject for help business, job, career, education, going abroad, exchange students, and so on. As future teachers, we are required to guide students to speak English properly by learning and always be guided by research finding on native and non-native teachers, which can make a significant contribution to the teaching of English in expanding circle countries, such as in Indonesia, with English as a foreign language.
Hello everyone, my name is Amelya Ratnasari. My student number is 11/2018/016. Now, I will be present the last part of the presentation, that is conclusion this article. This article has explored subcomponents of sociolinguistics such as language attitudes, the relationship of language and culture in foreign language education, and language planning in foreign language education. To develop widespread foreign language proficiency, it is important to promote positive attitudes towards the language to be taught. The article suggests that effective execution and implementation of foreign language planning by related authorities will greatly assist foreign language teaching and learning. Investigating existing attitudes towards the target language and the development of methods and materials that promote positive are worthwhile endeavors. In this regard, the integration of culture into foreign language instruction helps learners to understand unfamiliar concepts by meeting them in context, and this learning of the language is enhanced. The planning and implementation stage of data collection and contextual analysis, identification of aims, planning, piloting, implementation, reaction analysis, measurement, and evaluation, and replanning must be seriously and thoroughly complete. This article has also focused on students and teachers' attitudes towards the foreign language like that for instruction and the contribution of target language culture to learning. In addition, it has addressed the importance of planning and effective implementation of language policy. So, the explaining. This is the method to have an obvious and directional instructions in order to achieve the learning purposes. A good planning will give a contribution of the learning success. Therefore, planning and implementation become the main thing of successful. It is completed with evaluation that a good planning can be a standard the implementation, and also it can be used as a evaluation. Besides that, to understand how positive or negative attitudes of students and teachers towards of the language. So, we can conclude that the students' attitudes are an important component of foreign language learning. In addition, cultural factors also greatly influence this process. There are several reasons why research on student attitudes toward language learning is important. Namely, the first one, attitudes toward learning are believed to influence behaviors. Second, a relationship between attitudes and success or achievement has been shown to exist. The reason is that attitude influences one's behaviors. So, it is clear that there is an interaction between language learning and the environmental components. Both negative and positive attitudes have a strong impact on the success of language learning.
Well, that's all our presentation. We hope it can be useful for all of us. May all those we have shared be beneficial for all of us. Thank you for your attention and thank you very much.